Ever feel like the world's spinning just a bit too fast? Like we're drowning in information, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. And getting pulled apart into different bubbles, different echo chambers.
Exactly. It's easy to fall into that trap, thinking there's just not enough to go around. Not enough resources, not enough common ground.
That scarcity mindset.
Right.
Right.
But what if there was a powerful idea, a different way of looking at things that could actually help bring us back together?
That would be something.
Well, today we're diving deep into exactly that. We're dissecting this really compelling proposal. It was presented to a major professional organization, the American Psychological Association, the APA.
Right.
And this isn't just some casual suggestion. It feels more like a meticulously crafted blueprint for transformation. So our mission for this deep dive is to really get under the hood and understand how this one concept, they call it abundance, is being put forward.
Abundance, okay.
Yeah, as a transformative framework. The idea is to help this huge organization, the APA, overcome its own internal divisions, amplify its impact, and maybe even foster collaboration for, well, broader societal restoration.
That sounds ambitious.
It is. It's a blueprint that might just offer lessons for any group, really. Or even for you, just navigating complex challenges.
Interesting.
Our source material, it's a detailed proposal dated May 28, 2025, came from an APA associate member, also a consultant, and it outlines this whole strategic framework. Trust me, it's packed.
What's genuinely fascinating here, I think, isn't just the APA specifics, though that's interesting in itself. It's how this proposal really tries to bridge existing divides. Because while it's tailored for them, the core principles, the challenges it's trying to solve, they feel incredibly relevant to so many organizations you might be involved with.
Like your workplace, maybe.
Yeah.
Or community groups.
Exactly. Local groups, workplaces, even how we think about things in our personal lives. It's trying to find common ground when everything seems designed to push us apart.
Okay, so let's get into the why. Why is this proposal needed now? You might think things are always tough, right?
Sure, challenges aren't new.
But the proposal points to some really specific, pressing current challenges, both global and internal to the APA. It flags things like ideological fragmentation, economic disparities, and the accelerating influence of technology.
Key issues, definitely.
And it spotlights this growing division and polarization within the U.S. and global communities. It really paints a stark picture, doesn't it?
It does. And the source material, it spells it out explicitly. Society is grappling with, war, conflict, political discord, economic instability.
Yeah.
And these really disruptive effects of digital echo chambers, those places online where you only hear things you already agree with.
Right, fueled by algorithms.
Exactly. Algorithms often reinforce biases, amplify division. It's this powerful feedback loop that can pull people further apart instead of fostering any kind of unity.
And it's not just the wider world struggling. The proposal is quite candid, saying that even within the APA itself, with its diverse membership, well, sometimes they've struggled.
Internal challenges, too.
Yeah, things like fragmented agendas, competing priorities, and divergent ethical perspectives. You can imagine the internal tug-of-war that creates.
Different divisions maybe pulling in different directions.
Precisely. And it's led to internal tensions that, as the proposal puts it, risk diluting APA's collective voice, undermining its authority on really critical issues.
Issues where psychology should have a strong voice, presumably.
Exactly. Things that matter to public well-being. It's like a choir where everyone's singing a different tune. The message just gets lost.
Okay, so that sets the stage, a challenging backdrop, both outside and inside the organization.
Right. So given all that, what exactly is this abundance concept in this context? The proposal introduces it not just as, having a lot of something.
Not just quantity.
No, but as a leadership mindset and organizational paradigm. The key, it says, is this fundamental shift from scarcity competing over limited resources to the generative creation and sharing of ideas, opportunities, and successes.
Oh, okay, so generative is the key word there. It's not just dividing up what exists, but creating more.
That's exactly.
That's the crucial distinction, I think. It's not just resource management. It's trying to rewire the organizational psychology, turning potential conflict into, well, a catalyst for shared innovation.
So it encourages seeing collaboration as a multiplier. Yeah. Rather than pure competition.
Exactly. Reframing things like funding, research, advocacy, seeing them as expandable assets. If you pool expertise, share credit, work together, you can actually create more for everyone involved.
Instead of fighting over scraps.
Right. It's moving from a zero-sum game to a positive-sum game, making collaboration the default, not the exception. A real mindset-to-metric approach.
And it's not just presented as a feel-good idea. The proposal actually grounds this concept of abundance in some pretty solid theoretical roots.
Oh, like what?
Positive psychology, resilience theory, and systems thinking.
Okay, so there's some substance behind it.
Right. It suggests this isn't just a news strategy, but maybe a scientifically grounded, cultural revolution for the APA. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And understanding those foundations is key to seeing why it might be more than just wishful thinking.
Okay, break those down for us a bit. Positive psychology.
So positive psychology focuses on strengths, well-being, flourishing. So the proposal suggests using practices like gratitude interventions, hope theory, strengths-based assessments.
Things that build people up.
Exactly. Things known to enhance individual resilience and group cohesion. It makes collaboration feel more natural, maybe less forced.
Okay, and resilience theory.
That's about how systems like an organization absorb shocks, adapt, and transform. It helps inform how you design things like feedback mechanisms or contingency plans. Makes the organization more robust, ready for the unexpected.
Like pandemics or tech disruptions, which the proposal mentions.
Precisely. And then systems thinking. That highlights feedback loops, leverage points, network dynamics.
Leverage points.
Yeah, places where a small change can have a big impact across the whole system. Systems thinking helps identify those high-impact interventions that could catalyze change across multiple APA divisions at once.
Right.
And crucially, the proposal emphasizes ethical alignment too, making sure all these abundance initiatives still uphold the APA's core professional standards, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, respect for persons. It aims to be a holistic approach.
Okay, so that's the what's and the why. What about the value proposition? Why does abundance matter for the APA right now? The proposal details some pretty compelling benefits it expects.
Right.
First, bridging divides. It explicitly aims to foster mutual respect and shared goals among those different divisions we mentioned: clinical, research, educational.
That sounds like a big goal in itself. Any large organization has silos.
It does sound incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest hurdles might be in getting APA's diverse members to really buy into this shift?
That's a critical question. Inertia is always a factor, right? People are used to their silos, their ways of working. The biggest hurdle might just be overcoming those ingrained habits. And maybe fear.
Fear of what? Losing out somehow.
Yeah, fear of losing individual credit or autonomy, or maybe even resources if they collaborate more. But the proposal's emphasis on creating more, that generative aspect.
The multiplier effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's designed to counter the scarcity fear. If members genuinely believe collaboration multiplies opportunities for their own work and recognition, that could be really powerful.
That makes sense. Okay, so bridging divides is one benefit. What else?
The proposal highlights two more big ones. Second is maximizing influence.
How so?
The idea is when the APA speaks with one voice, unified by this abundance framework, its authority on crucial topics gets significantly stronger. Things like mental health policy, AI ethics, social justice.
A clearer, more powerful message.
Right. And third, it's about sustaining resilience.
We touched on that with resilience theory.
Yes, by embedding those evidence-based interventions, gratitude practices, strength-based coaching into their programs, the APA aims to build its members' capacity, their ability to adapt to whatever challenges emerge next.
Pandemics, tech disruptions, the next unknown unknown.
Exactly, building that adaptive muscle.
So you combine those benefits, bridging divides, maximizing influence, sustaining resilience. What's the ultimate payoff?
Well, the proposal argues that this framework moves societies, or at least organizations like the APA, beyond reactive governance and toward proactive collaboration.
Proactive, not just putting out fires.
Right. For the APA specifically, it could dramatically enhance its role in shaping public discourse, boosting interdisciplinary impact, strengthening its reputation as, a forward-thinking, unifying force in psychology. It's aiming for a kind of collective intelligence.
Where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Precise.
Okay, sounds great in theory, but the proof is always in the execution, isn't it? How does the proposal actually see putting abundance into practice? It lays out a framework, quite practical, with three interlocking pillars.
Okay, pillars.
They are Catalyze, Cultivate, and Connect.
Catalyze, cultivate, connect. Got it.
Let's start with 1, Catalyze. This one seems focused on positioning the APA as a hub for social intelligence.
A hub. What does that mean in practice?
It envisions launching specific initiatives, things like cross-disciplinary forums, digital collaboratories, thematic working groups.
Bringing people together.
Exactly. To tackle high-priority topics. The proposal mentions community resilience, AI ethics, preventive mental health, bringing diverse expertise together to actually co-create solutions. It's about igniting that collaborative spark.
Okay, so Catalyze sparks it. What about the second pillar? 2, cultivate.
This one builds on that spark.
Yeah.
It's all about embedding that abundance mindset directly into the professional development of the members themselves.
Making it part of their ongoing learning.
Right. Integrating things like strength-based modules, gratitude interventions, resilience training directly into the APA's continuing education, their CE offerings.
So it becomes part of the professional toolkit.
Yeah. And it also looks to actively incentivize collaboration. Co-authored publications, joint conference symposia.
Making it rewarding.
They even propose recognizing collaborative excellence through an annual Abundance Excellence Award.
Oh, interesting. You know, that reminds me a bit of how open source software communities thrive, not by hoarding code, but by sharing it.
A real-world example of abundance in action.
Kind of, yeah. The collective creates more value than any single entity could alone. It's about making collaboration a celebrated, integral part of professional life.
Okay, so Catalyze sparks, cultivate embeds and rewards. What about 3? Connect.
This third pillar seems designed to build resilience and keep bridging those divides by setting up crucial feedback loops and accountability structures.
Accountability, okay.
A key element they mention is a dynamic KPI dashboard, key performance indicators.
Right, measuring things.
Exactly. Tracking metrics like co-authored research outputs, cross-divisional grants, public engagement levels, making progress visible.
So you can see if it's actually working.
Precisely. Plus, they propose regular abundance summits and facilitated dialogues, spaces specifically for co-creating solutions and, importantly, addressing any tensions that might come up.
Sounds like they're trying to make corporate synergy actually mean something productive, which, let's be honest, often feels like a mythical creature in big organizations.
True. It aims to put structure around making it real.
And to ensure this isn't just, vague theory, the proposal outlines concrete, smart goals.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound.
Exactly. With those KPIs to ensure accountability, it's all about measurable outcomes.
Good. Let's hear them.
Okay. Goal 1 is to increase interdisciplinary collaboration by 30% in 2 years.
30%. That's specific.
Yeah. And they track outputs like co-authored publications, joint grant submissions, co-hosted symposia, things that involve at least 3 different APA divisions working together.
Okay. A clear target, clear metrics. What else?
Goal 2 aims to reach 10,000 public stakeholders annually through abundance-themed engagements.
10,000? How would they do that?
Through things like monthly webinars, quarterly community workshops, and annual virtual summit, all measured by registration and attendance data.
So that speaks to the broader societal impact they're hoping for, reaching beyond just their members.
Definitely. Then there's goal 3, integrate abundance training into 100% of continuing education offerings within 18 months.
100%. Wow.
Yeah, full integration. Developing and embedding these modular abundance curricula into all new and existing CE courses.
That's embedding it deep into the professional development pipeline. A significant commitment.
It really is.
And to keep track of all this and ensure transparency, the proposal mentions a robust reporting mechanism.
Yes. Quarterly dashboards, biannual reports to the executive board.
Standard reporting.
But also, get this, a live abundance scorecard on the APA's intranet, visible to all members.
Real-time visibility. Interesting. This raises an important question for you, the listener. How essential do you think that kind of transparent, data-driven feedback is for sustaining a truly transformative initiative in any organization, especially one attempting such a big cultural shift?
That's a great question. Okay, so they have goals, metrics.
Yeah.
How do they actually plan to roll this out, get it off the ground?
A phased approach, I imagine.
Exactly. The proposal outlines a clear 3-phase implementation plan over 36 months. 3 years.
Okay, phase 1.
Phase 1 is months 1 to 6. It's called pilot and proof of concept.
Testing the waters.
Right. Launching initial cross-divisional pilots, setting up an abundance steering committee, developing those curriculum modules, and getting that KPI dashboard deployed.
Makes sense. Learn before scaling. What's phase 2?
Phase 2 runs from month 7 to 18. That's scale and integrate.
Expanding what works.
Exactly. Expanding the successful pilots, fully integrating the abundance training into all the CE offerings, and starting to onboard external partners for bigger community projects.
Taking it wider.
Then finally, phase 3. That's months 1936. Institutionalize and sustain.
Making it permanent.
Pretty much. This is where abundance principles get embedded into the APA's actual governance documents, securing recurring budget allocations, making it part of the official structure.
So it outlasts the initial push.
And they plan to host an inaugural Global Abundance Summit in this phase 2.
A 3-year journey, clearly mapped out, seems thorough.
And of course, money. There's a proposed initial budget.
How much are we talking?
The proposal notes a $500K initial budget, $500,000.
Okay. And what does that cover?
Curriculum development, digital platform enhancements, staffing for a central secretariat to manage things, and grants for those pilot projects.
$500,000. For a large organization like APA, that's a significant investment, but maybe leaner than you might expect for a full transformation initiative.
Possibly. It's focused on getting it started.
And importantly, any mention of risks and how to handle them. Change is never easy.
Yes. The proposal includes specific risk mitigation strategies. It anticipates potential resistance, maybe uneven resource use.
Common hurdles for any big organizational change.
So it suggests things like targeted communications, using that phased rollout approach, running change management workshops, and doing periodic member surveys to gauge sentiment and address issues.
Recognizing potential roadblocks up front is crucial. I've seen similar initiatives struggle with getting genuine buy-in. That abundance scorecard you mentioned seems like one way to help with transparency, but it's still a huge cultural shift they're proposing.
Definitely. Now, one thing I found really thoughtful is that the proposal includes these thought-provoking leadership questions.
Questions for the APA leadership to grapple with.
Exactly. And this is where you listening might find some parallels for your own work or interests.
Okay, like what? Give us some examples.
Sure. One is, how can APA transition from highlighting disciplinary distinctions to celebrating collaborative innovations? Shifts the focus.
From silos to synergy.
Right. And another really interesting one, in what ways might AI and data analytics be leveraged to both measure abundance-driven outcomes and surface emerging opportunities for collaboration?
Using tech proactively, not just tracking, but finding new connections.
Exactly. That one really makes you think about how technology could be a tool for connection, not just the division we talked about earlier.
And picking up on that last point, it does raise a broader question, doesn't it? For any organization trying something like this, how do you institutionalize such a transformative framework so it stays adaptive?
Relevant beyond the initial 3 years.
Yeah, so it doesn't just fizzle out. It's one thing to launch a strategy. It's another to embed it so deeply it becomes part of the organizational DNA, constantly evolving. How do you keep it alive and adapting?
That's the long-term challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this deep dive into the APA's abundance proposal, it really does illustrate a very systematic approach to organizational transformation.
It lays out a clear path.
It shows how this mindset shift from scarcity to shared growth can potentially be applied to unite, strengthen, and empower a large, complex professional body. It feels like a call to action for any group feeling that strain of fragmentation.
A potential model, perhaps.
Consider the proposal's own call to action. It urges the APA to seize this moment to redefine what is possible when we pool our strengths, share our resources, and work in genuine partnership. It's quite powerful phrasing.
It is. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah.
How might intentionally adopting an abundance mindset, this idea that shared success actually multiplies opportunities rather than diminishes them, how might that fundamentally change how you approach challenges?
Whether that's in your personal life,
or your team at work, or your local community group, it's not just about what resources you have, maybe, but how you think about what's possible together.
Powerful ideas, definitely. Something to mull over. We really encourage you to keep exploring how these principles might apply in your own world.